So the way I would describe it is, very shortly, is to say we have the library at the core, subscription as the wallet, the economics, and the patron at the heart. So which means that through digital, my dream is that for every instant in life, be it education, professional, or leisure, there must be a library that is useful, ready for you to discover books, knowledge, or whatever. And that's what we aim at. Digital makes it easier, obviously, because you bring scalability. Subscription brings simplicity. And because you have scalability and simplicity, you get data. And through the data, you can enrich the whole system so that the user experience is truly knowledge enhancing. So the challenge for book discoverability and more generally to content discoverability is usually put as there are far too many content. In fact, it's a thing that is not dated today. As I was saying previously, Erasmus, the famous medieval scholar, was complaining about the fact that there was too much content. So this is a very relative notion. So number one, we should not take quantity as a curse. It's a blessing. We should be happy having all that wealth. So instead of complaining, we should rejoice. That's number one. Having said that, you have to figure out the ways in the previous times how they handle this. So they handle this through authority, experts, saying this book belongs to this slot, this book belongs to this slot, and all that. It was working, but as obviously progress is made, words are not created fast enough to describe, in fact, what's going on and which slot those different books should be in. So that's where the true challenge is. Be careful with the kind of data you pile up. And if content quantity is the problem, rely upon the huge quantity of users you have. In their own respect, each of them is a mini librarian. Obviously, they don't do to themselves, but through the network science, a little bit of AI maybe, you can detect the swarm intelligence that constitute their network. They don't know they belong to a network, like a bee doesn't know that she is cooperating to produce the honey, like the ant, they cooperate. So the collective wisdom, the collective intelligence of people who don't talk to each other, they don't read next to each other. When you put the right system in place, you're amazed by the wealth of intelligence you gain, which help you master the quantity of content that arrives. And people, when they realize this, they like it, because they no more complain about the wave of content. They know that they can surf the content. They can have incredible experience. So book discoverability or content discoverability is put yourself not on the content side, on the user side. And think of what would I expect and what kind of data am I at the origin of. And life will be a lot simpler, especially because we have computing power. There is, I'm sure there is a role, but people tend to take AI as a must word. You must say this word in order to be funded by venture capitalists or whatever, in order to be sexy or whatever. Before entering into AI, what I would urge people to do is to look at a field that is now called network science. So this is a science because it uses graph theory, it uses math, linear algebra, matrices. But at the heart, it says, okay, all those people that look like moving particles independently, in fact, they constitute a network. Let me figure out if I can find the structure of the network. It's nothing with artificial intelligence. You don't train an algorithm to learn and then you can leave it on its own. No, start with the data you already have and figure out whether there is or not a structure embedded into your data. Next step is, once you've already done that, and believe me, what you can do with network science, no AI, network science is mind-boggling. And I don't see that many applications in the book area and content area relying on this. And next thing maybe, effectively, once you're used to handling the data, you can say, okay, can I build on top of the graph some algorithm that are gonna learn from the graph? That's the next step. But too often I see people saying, I do AI. Well, they don't do AI. But the worst is that they don't do network science either. I don't know what they do exactly, but let's do it in the proper way. And we have to avoid scaring publishers with AI. That doesn't need to be.